But what we are now discovering is that at the population level, modernity selects systematically against itself. The key features of modernity, urbanism, affluence, secularism, the blurring of gender distinctions, and more time spent with strangers than with kin, all of these factors in combination shred fertility, which means that progressivism, the political ideology that urges on the acceleration of modernization, can best be understood as a sterility meme. When people first become modern, they have fewer children. When they adopt progressive ideology, they accelerate the process of modernization and so have even fewer. Britain was the first country to experience an industrial revolution, meaning that Britain started hurtling towards modernity faster than anyone else. Today, only 3% of the world's population lives in a country whose fertility rate is not declining. Demographic imbalance may well represent the greatest threat to the long-term stability of Britain, and indeed the rest of the world. Put simply, our age pyramid no longer looks like a pyramid. An aging population depends on working-age adults to fund the welfare system. An economic system dependent on high levels of debt also depends on above-replacement fertility. The whole system is a Ponzi scheme, reliant on continued population growth in order to sustain itself. If the birth rate continues to collapse, then so too will the welfare state. A hard landing to demographic imbalance looks like economic depression, empty and derelict cities, collapsed public services, and millions of poor and childless elderly people ending their lives in loneliness, squalor, and pain. As the American economist Nicholas Eberstadt has put it, we don't know how to be a country without population growth. The great well of economic theory that we are familiar with was all written during times of population growth. We are about to enter uncharted territory. The effects of fertility decline will not become evident until the last above-replacement generation dies. So in Britain, that tipping point is likely to come in the 2040s, when most of the baby boomers have passed away. Right now, we are witnessing the process of demographic crisis in its early stages, and most people do not recognize it as such. If modernity is cassava, then this is the cyanide. We look at stagnant growth, and we blame government mismanagement. We look at recruitment problems in the care sector, and we blame the work-shy young. We look at lengthening hospital waiting lists, and we blame chronic underinvestment. We look at interethnic conflict, and we blame a failure of assimilation efforts. Very few people piece all of these political problems together and recognize that they are in fact the same problem. Put bluntly, there are not enough babies being born, and the sticking plaster of mass migration is not going to hold for much longer. This is the most urgent political problem of our times, and almost no one is talking about it. In fact, even pointing out that there is a problem is extraordinarily countercultural.